West here on my Project 13 in the early morning vlog. How is everybody doing this morning? Oh, maybe it's afternoon. Maybe it's almost nighttime for all of you and you're heading off to bed. But either way, wherever you may be, wherever you are watching this video, thanks for taking the time to watch. I appreciate it. For me, it's early morning, so this is, well, the early morning vlog here on my Project 13. So check it out. Wanted to talk a little bit about the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 again, a little more on the positive side. I uploaded a video where I'm talking about my first impressions in thought, in mind, and what I think from just the event and what this device may bring us and may not bring us for over 900 smacks. Now, you know, these are just my thoughts, what I'm thinking. It's not anything solid. I'm human, and whatever I'm thinking now, I can change my mind or totally regret what I said. That's the dangers of sometimes crossing that line and going into doing these type of videos before even having the device in hand. I haven't even pre-ordered this device because I don't even know if I'm going to bring it in. So that was one of the questions I asked. Is it a sin to even start judging the device before you have it in hand? No, I think we can start looking at what we're possibly going to bring in and start doing our homework. And from whatever you're watching or reading, you start to get an idea of what you're going to like or not like off just from that type of homework. Of course, getting the device in hand and actually using it changes everything possibly, or maybe not. That's the risk we take as reviewers in doing these type of videos. But I think all in all, it's fun, it's conversation, it gets us thinking, because in the end, we're going to spend a lot of money on this device if you bring it in, over 900 smacks. So why not start talking about it? Why not start looking at possibly what we're bringing in and get an idea, and or, you know, wait and see what everybody else thinks once they get it in, and you start getting a little more solid evidence from everybody's opinion, because then again, it becomes an opinion even after that. Because I could totally dig something on a device and you may not like it. So that just because I have it doesn't solidify it for you, right? I mean, the feedback that I'm getting is it ain't worth the price. Steve Warman says it ain't worth the price. It ain't worth that much money. But it is to some. And that's what we got to start looking at. You got Joseph sent some feedback saying, look at the price of the S8 Plus. When it first came out, $849. Remember, after a few weeks, the S8 Plus and the S8 went down in price. You had the unlocked variant that was about what, 30 bucks cheaper, or 20 bucks cheaper, 29, 39, 48, 30 bucks cheaper. And then you started getting all these deals. The price points on those devices went down pretty fast. And that could happen with the Note 8. But was it priced right when you had the S8 at $749, S8 Plus $849, and now the Note 8 at $929? Depending on where you live, because I'm just talking about here where I live, I don't have taxes. I would literally just pay that amount of money right up front. So I know a lot of you, depending on where you live, depending on your tax situation, you're talking up to 1,400 smacks. That's a lot of money for a device. So it's not really the price of the device anymore. It's what you're being charged for where you live. So that changes the whole game, right? But was that device priced right when you look at the prices of the S8, S8 Plus? Or were those devices overpriced for what today's devices are going for, even though it just seems like Samsung and iPhone are the ones really increasing their price points, whether we agree or not. But you look at a lot of the other competitors and they're really working with their price points to get the consumer's attention. So, I mean, that's I'm looking at this logically now. Joseph, great point. Great point. Remember, it doesn't make me right just because I throw out a bunch of thoughts. That's just what I'm thinking. Nobody has to agree with that. Okay? I mean, I like the fact that this device is going to be huge. It's got a beautiful display. I like the old school display, and I like big devices. I will never, ever go away, and I hope they don't stop making the old school type of display on a big, wide, tall device. Okay? That aesthetic look to me is one of the most beautiful looks. If you look at my Nexus 7, or not my Nexus 7, what in the world am I saying? I wish there would have been a Nexus 7. A Nexus 6, you look at my Nexus 6 and wow. I mean, I can't get over that look still. With all these other devices in hand, I still can't get over that look. I look at my Nokia Lumia 1520 and I can't get over that look. I wish I still had the Sony Xperia Z Play. Or I had the Google Play edition, and man, that look is just amazing. But I do like the fact that the Note 8 is a huge device, bigger than the S8 Plus. It's going to be too big for some, but for me, it's awesome. The Infinity display on there is going to be nice. I like the fact that it's wider, so it's going to be a little bit more size, girth to the device in hand, so it feels a little more solid in hand. It will definitely fit in my Levi's. Not worried about that. And I like the fact that it's going to have 6 gigs of RAM. Hopefully that fixes the issue with any kind of lag, as long as it's really well optimized and everything in there is just working together perfectly. The dual camera setup, woo! Optical and digital zoom, it's going to be amazing. The wide angle lens is going to be amazing. I mean, and I'm saying that without even taking a picture, shooting video. But I gotta trust some of the guys out there that already have had hands-on, that's really one of the biggest areas being talked about. Jay, thank you for your feedback on that during your time there in New York, hands-on. And a lot of other YouTubers, you know, if you watched a little bit of that, you couldn't help not to watch it. As a YouTube reviewer, it's hard because you don't want to get tainted, but you want to support and you want to watch. And the cameras area is the biggest area being talked about. So I'm really going to dig using that if I bring the device in. Because I do a lot of video sampling and I take a lot of pictures and I throw a lot of slideshows up. So yeah, I mean, maybe I use the S Pen. Maybe for the first time, I start utilizing that and sending messages on that display, live messages. It seems unpractical to me, but it looks interesting and it looks fun. Can it become practical? You know, I didn't mention the optical image stabilization on both cameras. Woo! Just wanted to throw that in there. It still has a headphone jack. It's going to be waterproof. IP68, hopefully has a decent speaker. It's got fast charge, wireless charging. There's a lot going on in this device that you can utilize, especially if you run a business or your job is in business. It's going to have a lot going on there to utilize right out of your pocket into your hands. Or if you're carrying a purse, right out of your purse into your hands, to take care of a lot of your chores when it comes to business. And if you're just the average consumer that wants to just utilize a lot, and I would say, hey, if you're going to pay that kind of money, at least try to utilize 75% of that device. So there's a lot going on there that's going to be great. And I know that there's going to be my cons, but there's going to be positives if I bring this device in. And I may be wrong about some of the areas that I covered. Who knows? I still think the fingerprint scanner, reader, sensor could have been down below. I don't like that. It's a crowded house up there, you know. But the price point, maybe that goes down in price within a few weeks, and there's some great deals, and hopefully Samsung maybe is able to recompensate for that. Who knows? I don't know. I just felt like $8.99 maybe, you know, 30 bucks cheaper, just looks better on paper. May sound silly, but it does. Could be the regular price, and $849, matching the S8 Plus as an introductory price point for the pre-orders. You know, just something little to give back. And some of the feedback here, some of you believe that price point is making up for the Samsung Galaxy Note 7 debacle. You know? So, yeah, it just, you know, Tony Passel says, bring it in. Bring it in. Well, he says, bring it in. You already did the S8 Plus. He's basically saying it's the S8 Plus with the S Pen. So there's a question mark after the bring it in. Everyday Tech says, here in Columbus, after taxes, the Note 8 is $999, $75. Boo. You know? And then you got Never Tired of Tech, who's going to be bringing it in. He's been waiting for this device. So possibly with the trade-in to pick it up, you trade a device in and you'll be able to get a cash break. So it's going to be a lot less if you're ready to trade your device in. If it's a device that they'll take back. Usually it's within the Samsung Galaxy S5, S6, S7. Of course, all the pluses in there, and they take iPhones, which is funny to me. But yeah, we know why. But yeah. I'm gonna park in here so I can finish up this video. I wanted to read a couple more questions. Let me hang out right here. Popular opinion says, waiting on the LG V30. I just hope the IR blaster is still there, but I'm glad they replaced the second screen with a floating screen that can be deactivated. Onyx Navarro says, should have brought the Galaxy Note FE over here, and at that price point, Samsung kind of deserves a big FU for that. Now, I would never say the full word of that, but that's what he thinks. You know, Atif Gafour says Note 8 is a lot of money. Direct from Samsung pre-order, which is equivalent to, okay, because he had it in, he's from a different country, so he had his price point set at how they read their money over there, which would be $1,121 US dollars. Too high in my opinion. Rather have two mid-rangers. So there's a way to utilize your money. Everybody's going to look at how they can utilize their money in a smart way. You know, why buy something like that when you can bring in two $500 mid-rangers? And at $500, you can find some awesome devices as not just backups, but as daily drivers. He says, I also think that the 5.2, 5.5 is a sweet spot. Personally, I think 6 inches it's more for media. And for me, I'm a media guy, so it's perfect for me. Grant S says, so angry. Nice rant, man. And he's talking about the video where I'm talking about the cons. Hey, it's enthusiasm. It's excitement. You know what I'm saying? I don't get angry. I get excited. It's enthusiasm. That's what you're hearing. And it's not so much a rant. It kind of turned into a little bit of rant. But it's me getting excited. If you were to hang out with me here with me, and we were able to just hang out and go out to lunch or whatever. If you knew me a little better in real life, I'm like this a lot. You can ask my family. You can ask my coworkers. I'm an exciting person. I love life. I've been through a lot in life, a lot of negative. I've went through a lot to be here today. I'm blessed. I thank God that I'm alive. And I get excited about my family first. And I'm blessed with a lot of areas that I've been blessed with that surrounds me and my family. And then I have my team here on YouTube, My Project 13. So I get really excited about everything. So when I'm doing this too, it's real. This is me. This is what you get. It's enthusiasm, it's excitement, it's love, it's passion. Let's call it passion. I'm a passionate person. Big Man says, 1,000 for the Note. Why? To make up for the Note 7 burn? Well, Andrea says too expensive for the Note 8. I'd rather have the iPhone 7 or the Galaxy S8. Yes, they could have moved the fingerprint scanner more. Money hungry, Samsung does it again. And see, everybody has their opinion. Does that make them wrong? No, it's an opinion. It's how they feel. No more than if you can't wait for that device, you can't wait to get it in, you can't wait to spend that $1,400 if that's what it's going to cost you. Because it's the cream of the crop. Even though I felt there could have been more of a step up in some areas, they did step it up in a lot of areas. They enhanced, they added, and I think overall in the end, it's probably going to be one of the best performing devices. And I hope it lives up to this hype, and at least you pay for that. You pay that much money that you're going to say to yourself, this was worth it. I'm figuring out a plan to bring it in, and I'm going to see if I'm going to eat some of the words that I pre-assumed about this device in my cons video. Remember, there's just some cons, because I really want the blue one. And here's the problem: if I order one now and they come out with the blue in a few months from now, that'll make me really upset. Jesse says LG V30 will be the best of the best. Well, you don't know if it'll be the best of the best, but yes, you're pre-assuming in your mind, because you're really hope. I think when we really have high hopes for something, that we already see that as the best of the best. Okay, so I'm hoping, because that's the device I want to have in hand. Sean Orcafor says, I wish HTC, LG, Huawei, etc. I wish that HTC, LG, and Huawei promoting and advertising more devices for that they would promote more for the consumer. The U11 is the best phone right now as far as performance, features, price, and overall. I agree. The Note 8 is a great phone, but was disappointed in certain points. A phone or any electronic device is like an investment, especially at $1,000. Perfection would be in my mind all the time. Okay, listen to that. A phone or any electronic device is like an investment, especially for $1,000. Perfection would be in my mind all the time. Great statement. Yeah, I agree. Damon, I'm not buying the Note 8. He says I'm going to keep the 8 Plus. Lance, I limit myself to 600 smacks because anything over that, not worth it. But it may be worth it. Who knows? It's in the consumer that's holding the device in hand that says, well, I don't agree with you. I feel that, man, I paid 1,000 smacks for this. It's worth it to me. So, yeah. We always say that. It seems like for 3 years that I've been doing, or now in my third year, how many times we mention the word opinion. Opinion. This is all opinion. Yeah. Timothy says, I refuse to pay almost what I pay for rent monthly on a phone. Robert, too expensive for the Note 8. I'd rather have the iPhone 7. Okay, I already read that. Yeah, I already read that one. Clarence says, skip a house payment. Emoji face is crying. Bob Jones says, no, I didn't cross the line. Of course, you have cons without having the device based on specs. The price is way too high, and the fingerprint scanner, enough said. Plus, I may be in the minority, but I'm not a fan of the Infinity Display. Watching the videos, it reminds me of watching videos on an old VHS tape with the tracking off balance. With that aspect ratio, the surface area is not much bigger than the 5.7 inch screen. Yep, way too expensive. So, everybody has their opinions. Let's see. Roy Glass says, what's up, my Project 13 weak battery on the Note 8. My S8 Plus is plenty big enough screen size, even still too big sometimes, and I don't care for an S Pen. Rondell says, right, too much money, Samsung. So, in the end, check it out. It all depends on you and your pocketbook and what's right for you. My job is to give you my initial thoughts, and then if I bring it in, to give you my thoughts at the time, my first impressions, and my experience. And through that, my mind can change or not, and it will help you decide too. I'm just a little bit of that extra added homework to your own homework. But I wanted to put that in there because I really feel that there's going to be a lot of good to this device. And we can argue about the price point all day long, but it is what it is. Let's just hope they drop that price point, and see if there's going to be any, outside of the pre-order stage, if after that they're going to have any more special deals. Remember, you can get a wireless charger with this, with the pre-order bundle deal, an SD card. There's a lot that they're throwing in there that's worth a lot of money. There's some choices there that you can check during the ordering process. And you can do the trade-ins and bring that down. For me, that's most likely what I can do. We'll see in the end what happens. But there are some areas just by looking at the device that I'm going to love right off the bat, and that's the size of the device, and I like the width of it. I do like the fact that I have that home on-screen button, that pressure sensitive area there, because I use that a lot more than I do the fingerprint sensor. You double tap that, you hard press that. Sometimes you just double tap it and press, kind of hard, and it turns on the display. So the feedback on that is really nice in that pressure sensitive area. Again, I utilize that more than, and because this is going to be a taller device, so it's going to kind of be hard unless you got big hands to reach that fingerprint sensor way up in there. But you have those options. I like that. It works for me on my S8, and I use that on my S8 Plus too. So my media intake on there with the Super AMOLED display is just going to be amazing. And I'm sure that the speaker may not be the loudest, but I think it's going to be decent. It's decent on my S8, so I have no negatives on that. So even though it's a single speaker and it's not dual, hey, it is what it is. I know I'm going to love those cameras. Again, this is all assuming if I bring it in. I'm saying I know I'm going to love. Okay, maybe I should say I'm pretty sure I'm going to love. Okay? So anyway, this is a long video. Hey, hopefully a lot of you watch it. Not share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, share it on your Facebook. Please throw it up everywhere you can. Let's get some feedback on this. Till my next video. This is my Project 13. God bless. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part. It's time to park it in the real spot. I'm out. No, I'm trying to get awake. Woo! Coffee time.